Well, what if taking a walk or a bike ride around your neighborhood could help shape your city's safety action plan?
That's exactly what's happening today, starting in North Charleston, with Charleston Moves as part of Mobility Month. Our Simone Roberts joins us live at Perry Webb Community Center in North Charleston. Simone, so tell us about this event and the impact it's hoping to have.
Well, good morning. So your neighborhood sidewalks and streets may look familiar, but this month Charleston Moves wants you to take a closer look. The organization is hosting a walking audit today in the Accabee neighborhood, and they're asking residents to help identify what needs to change, from broken sidewalks to unsafe crossings, and all you need to do is take a walk. Charleston Moves is focusing on bike and pedestrian safety, and they're collecting data with the simple method of community walking with a walking audit. After the walk, Charleston Moves will use your feedback for the request to the City of North Charleston as they work on their comprehensive safety action plan. The walk will use photos and real experiences from neighbors as data to determine what needs to change in the future for everyone using the roads. Charleston Moves is hosting walking audits throughout the month of May, focused on increasing safety and bike rides to celebrate new safety efforts throughout Charleston County.
That we see, oh, that sidewalk just abruptly ends, or there's a lot of overgrown vegetation, or there's sediment buildup, or people are walking in ditches over here, things that are characteristic of areas that just need more investment. So we're doing a lot of observation and a lot of just listening.
And the need is real. Charleston ranks high in serious injuries and fatalities on its roadways, according to the South Carolina Department of Public Safety.
Transportation affects so many people in so many different ways. Access to healthy food, access to health care, access to being able to convene with family and friends. I mean, these are things that make quality of life.
This is one of 7 walking and bike ride events that Charleston Move is hosting this month. And the most powerful and simplest thing that someone could do is come out, show up, and walk their neighborhoods to focus on safety. If you're interested, Charleston Moves will be right here at Perry Webb Community Center starting at 6 p.m. And you can find more information on the other events at this story on Live5News.com. Reporting live in North Charleston, I'm Simone Roberts, Live 5 News.